So I get a lot of questions from viewers all the time. How do I make a travel video? How do you make a travel video? What gear do you use to make a travel video? So I thought, hey, okay, let's answer everybody, but let's answer them a little differently than the standard YouTube video. There are so many 5 great tips, 10 tips, 25 tips on how to make a great travel video. I'd like to go one better. You just watched my travel video about Naples, California. Now, let's do a complete behind the scenes and show you shot by shot how we got every shot in the video. So if you haven't done it already, please do me a favor. Please like, please share, please comment. Please subscribe to PhotoWalks TV right here on YouTube. Okay, so we begin when we want to do a travel video by asking a question. What is our story? Well, here it's Naples Island, this little enclave of Long Beach, California, where we're going to see boats going up the water. We're going to see paddle boarders. We're going to see Duffies. We're going to see gondolas and all the street signs in Italian. Pretty cool stuff, right? So to start one of these travel videos, I will begin with research at home in front of the computer, looking at tons of websites. I'll watch every YouTube video that's ever been done on Naples Island, get some ideas on locations and where I want to go, and really think about my shot list. So what are our shots? I want to see an expansive shot of the waterway. I want to see the homes. I want to see the beauty of Naples Island. The first decision when you do a travel video is, are you going to open up with a bunch of pretty pictures and a voiceover, or some pretty pictures and a stand-up? This is what's called a stand-up because I am standing up talking to the camera. And when you do that stand-up, you want to show that you are there. You are in the heart of it, and I'm in this wonderful little place called Naples. So in doing the stand-up, I basically had 2 options. One is the wonderful fountain right in the center. It really screams Italy. Or right here overlooking the water. I tried every angle here. We tried that way and that way and that way. So as you can see, it's a lot of trial and error to find the right shot. That's the sort of first thing you do when you do a stand-up. That way, that way, that way, that way, that way. We like this way. And I chose this for a specific reason. If I was going to stand next to the fountain, it's going to be hard to get me and the fountain in the same image without all this stuff coming out of my head. Here, I'm in between some palm trees. When I first did the shot over there, I only got part of the palm tree, and that kind of upsets me. I like to see the complete palm tree or no palm tree at all. So that's why I chose this specific location. One big pro tip is when you're doing these solo shots and you want to talk to the camera and you want to make sure that you're in, if you're eye level with the lens, you're in pretty good shape. You could do the selfie mode. I don't really like the way it looks because the regular camera is sharper. I also don't like this. A lot of people will do this and talk to the camera that way. I don't like my arms sticking out like that. And I think it just looks better when it's on a tripod. When we met up with the photographer Lana, we did do a shot in front of the fountain because she had noted that it was the most photographed spot in Naples. But notice that we're not standing right in front of the fountain. We're to the side in a little patch of shade. Later, we walked down to the canals, and again, shade is your best friend for the most even, people-pleasing lighting. So I put Lana all the way to the side into a little patch of shade without getting me in the shot because I wanted her to look her best. There is a little height difference between the 2 of us. It's a situation that I've come across a few times. And to make it less obvious, we try to have a seat. Tall people and people who are not as tall can look like they are pretty similar heights when they're sitting anywhere, really. And here, Lana said that the people wouldn't mind if we rested our butts on their brick wall, and made for a very nice shot, I think. Thank you, Lana. Now let's talk about settings for video. Let's talk about frame rate. That's a subject a lot of people glaze over. I, from trial and error, like 60 frames per second, even though the industry standard is either 24 or 30. I am for 60 because it's smoother. It's a smoother image, and you could slow it down in editing and make it look pretty cool. I shoot in 4K. When you go for the higher frame rate, your file size is twice as big, and you may run out of room faster. So make sure that you stay on top of what your storage is in here. To change the frame rate, just click the menu at the top right of the video mode in the camera app. Let's talk about gear for a minute. Photographers love to bring lots and lots of gear with them. Going under the just in case, you know what I mean? Like just in case my iPhone breaks, just in case my microphones don't work. Let's bring two. So yeah, I bring two iPhones. One is on a selfie stick, the other is on the tripod right there. And I also bring my selfie stick, as I mentioned, Insta360, $25, love it. Goes up big and also turn into a little 4-foot tripod, which is great in situations like this. I could do time lapses on them. I could take them to a cafe, put them on the table and interview somebody. That's pretty cool. I bring my Rode mics right over here, wireless, work like a charm on either an iPhone, a Galaxy, or your big cameras. So that's pretty cool. And again, selfie stick, you could go handheld if you wanted to. And I don't think you'd really be at a disadvantage. I like the selfie stick, just makes me feel a little bit more secure. And I can do panning shots really nicely, which I really like. A lot of people like gimbals. I brought a gimbal along today to show you that the difference in quality on the walking shot is pretty slight. And so let's show you that right now. So here I am snapping on the magnet that goes on to the Insta360 Flow gimbal. Should be simple, but balancing it is a chore. Getting it in the right direction. The instructions tell you that you start off with a vertical and open up the app and pair it. And I wish it was as easy as Insta360 says it is. Because as you can tell, it goes round and round and round until you finally get it right. Even if that was 10% better, 15% smoother, you still have to drag this with you. You still have to make sure to put it into this little silver thing, and you have to balance it. It's a pain in the butt. Sorry. It's okay. And when all is lost, shoot slow-mo. Shoot slow-mo because when you shoot slow-mo, the jerkiness kind of disappears. So pick your shots out of a slow-mo shot. One standard shot in any travel video is the driving through the neighborhood shot, which you usually get by attaching a GoPro to the windshield or the side of the car, or by having somebody drive the car and having you stick your head out the window to get the shot. What if you're doing this by yourself? Well, put the camera on a selfie stick, hold it out the window, and be careful. And what about for an interview? Well, the same principles apply. We went to interview the man who runs the gondola biz in Naples. And the idea was, of course, we'd want to see him down on the dock with some gondolas in the background. But midday, terrible lighting. And as you can see, I kept moving and moving and moving to try to get the right direction so that we could see his face, but he was covered in shadows. So how to fix? Get in the shade. We walked back up to his office, which was covered with artwork of gondolas, and he was in the shade, and it made for a really nice shot. All right, so tell me about the idea.
So it started as a business project up at USC. I grew up here in Naples, and I knew the history of the island, being that it was kind of conceptualized and built back in the early 1900s.
One question I get is, I know you shoot all your episodes on an iPhone. Do you edit on the iPhone too? Do you do the whole episode on there? How? Well, no, I don't. It's too small. I do not like editing on the phone. I don't even like editing on the iPad, though other people do. I love my MacBook Pro. I like the 16-inch screen. I have way more control with the on the MacBook Pro. I have multiple lines, different audio, different video, and it's just too hard to do it on a phone. The best you could do is a little reel, a little Instagram reel or a YouTube short as like sort of a one-shot or two-shot. But even those, I prefer doing on the computer as well. Okay, your travel recap here. What's your story? Plan the shot list. How will you open the video, with a stand-up or a voiceover? Pick your best spot for the stand-up. in the shade. Get motion as much as possible in your shots, keep the gear simple, and improve audio with microphones. So that's how to make a travel video on an iPhone. Did that help? Are you concerned that I only focused on the iPhone and I left out the Galaxy and the GoPro and the Insta360? Well, don't, because there's separate videos coming using all of those cameras in future weeks. Meanwhile, let me hear from you in the comments. Don't forget to do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you, everybody, on the next Photo Walk episode. Bye-bye.